Hey, it's Game Hydro. We're going to talk about how to beat Elite Stage 20 in Galaxy Defense. So, obviously, this is a stage you really want to beat because after you beat it, you get access to Global Defense Zone 2, which can get you Tier 2 Legendary Equipment, which is quite nice to have. So, first of all, we'll take a look at the enemies on stage. Hit the question mark next to the stage. You see the big boss is the Abyss Dominator, which is strong against fire and energy damage and neutral against everything else. So we're going to try to avoid fire and energy here because the Abyss Dominator is one of the tougher bosses. Then the mini bosses, weak against physical and electric, weak against electric, weak against electric and energy, weak against physical and electric, and energy. So obviously this is going to be a stage where we are using electric stuff, specifically the Tesla coil because of the crazy high DPS. And then the beam really comes in handy here too, plus the laser. Those are both energy types. We are running a 750 attack power setup with 2 Tier 1 legendary pieces of equipment and multiple Tier 3 pieces of equipment, including this Tier 3 rare helmet, which I got during one of the 3 million times I played Elite Elite Stage 20, because you get rewards even when you lose, obviously. So that's what I'm running. Chip-wise, lots of stuff to defend the base, attack boost, and yeah, primarily attack boost. And I don't know how that fire wheel one got in there, but I'm too lazy to remove it right now, so we're just gonna roll as is. All right. So without further ado, we are going to play Elite Stage. All right, so I forgot to start the video when I first began the stage, but to run you through what you missed, I just beat the third wave, and my first 2 power-ups I got, or my first 3 power-ups, I got the laser, I got the the Tesla coil, and I got the triple laser power up, which is excellent for this level. So, you didn't miss too much. Anyways, the goal with this level is going to be to keep the base at a high health by the time you first get attacked by the boss. Because the boss getting down to the base is almost inevitable because there's so many crowds of enemies blocking it. And the first attack does about 75% damage or so. So instead of trying to beat the boss, we're going to try to beat the mobs and keep them away from the base. All right. So obviously our most important weapon here, in my opinion, is the Tesla coil, and we're hoping for that improved explosion thing. I forget the name of it, but the laser is super important here, and the beam is super important here as well. The disruption drone is also really nice to have in this level, not for the damage, but for the slowdown bonus that it provides. All right, out of these ones, we're going to pick that one. So you can see that the laser is doing a lot of bulk damage, and the beam is getting the enemies that are close. All right, we're going to go 50% because I like that specific damage increase better. That'll make it more efficient at keeping the enemies away that are close. Oh, there we go. Electric Chain Surge. That's the one that is, I would argue, absolutely necessary to beat this level, at least until you get to about 800 to 850 attack power. So, beam refraction. Obviously, we're going to go beam refraction because 3 beams at a time is almost unstoppable. Just beat the boss. Bullets boost. That's not that useful, but not terrible either, I guess. We're going to go high energy pulse, because the more enemies the laser can hit, the better. Alright, we're at about 66% power right now, but the mobs are getting moved upward a little bit, and we have... What do we want? Cooperative beam. That's a good one. We have a few chips that increase health every time we level up. So that will help us get where we need to be. Alright, obviously we're going with the beam power up there. The shorter the break between beams shooting off, the better. So as you can see, the beam and the laser really taking care of business now. The Tesla really taking care of business. And we're going to boost the Tesla again. Now we're doing a little bit of damage to the boss, but it's not going to be enough damage to prevent the boss from hitting us at the bottom. At least not yet. We're going to go, what do we want? Laser duration. I don't think I've upgraded that yet. And the one thing it is doing is shooting off a little bit too short. Next, damage. Which one? That one. I'm happy with the Tesla for now, but I need the beam to be doing some better damage, so that's why I picked that one. So that I can keep close mobs away from the base. Alright, between these three, going with the Trap Matrix. That's always a good one. That Trap Matrix actually does a severely underrated amount of damage. So far, so good. Victory is just ahead. I sure hope so. And we're going to go with the bullets. Why did I do that? I should have done the disruption field width. Oh well. You don't necessarily have to be perfect in order to win. Alright, so the reason the triple laser beam is absolutely necessary to beat this level is that even if it doesn't kill the mobs, it softens them up so that your other weapons can take care of them. And we're almost done with all the mobs already, but of course we still got that big fish. That big fish and one of the mini bosses. So now we're going to aim at the big fish. See if we can withstand that hit. And we survived. Now that the fish has made its hit, it will take a very long time to swim off screen and a very long time to swim back on screen. And so that will provide enough time to wear it down and win the level. So the level's basically won right now. We just have to wait for the fish to come back around. And the fish is making its return. Let's knock it out the rest of the way. And we killed it. Kind of funny that they give us an extra chance here because it's completely unnecessary because there's no more fighting. All right, so that is how you beat Elite Stage 20. Number 1, use a heavily uncorked Tesla coil. Number 2, that triple laser and that beam. And While number 4 you can be more flexible on, I like the Disruption Drone because of slowing down the big crowds. Alright, anyways, thank you very much for watching. This is Game Hydro. Please like and subscribe. And let us know what other levels you might want to see.